Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here, and after 10 years, we now have a remake of the Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons game. And with the remake of the game, I thought I would remake one of my more popular videos over the years. I'm going to show you all 14 available achievements/trophies, including 2 new ones that weren't available in the previous game. The first thing we can grab is Take a Break, which is during the prologue. In the first minutes of the game, as you come down the hill with the cart, instead of loading the cart onto the bridge, take a short break as the achievement or trophy asks us, and go down the hill on the right, interacting with the pile of rocks. Then, as soon as Chapter 1 begins, we can grab 2 achievements or trophies, including one of the new ones called One Last Game. And for this, you're going to want to use the big brother to go up to the little girl playing basketball, take a shot at the hoop, and let the ball go in for it to unlock. You have to be standing pretty far for the ball to go in, and if you miss, you can just try again. Then you can get the little brother to pick up the ball, backtrack just a little bit, and go towards this wishing well. Aim yourself so that the little brother is facing the wishing well, and let go of the trigger to throw it inside in order to unlock that achievement or trophy. You'll start seeing pops actually show up on screen from now on. Just a little bit later on in Chapter 1, after escaping the dog in the field, you'll climb a rock and end up in this area with a wheel that accesses a bridge. Before you do all that good stuff, go down the path and to the left, and you'll notice the bunnies that are playing around. You'll have to use the little brother to grab the white bunny and then dunk it into the ash in order to color it dark so that it can have some bunny buddies, unlocking the achievement or trophy. Just after the Bunny Buddies achievement or trophy, use the little brother to spin the wheel in order to lower the bridge, allowing the big brother to go and grab a sheep. Now we can unlock the Black Sheep achievement, as well as one of the 2 new ones called Spin Me Around. After you grab the sheep, bring it back across the bridge and bring it down all the way to where the bunnies were playing. Use the big brother to dunk the sheep into the ash as well in order to unlock the Black Sheep achievement or trophy. You might remember doing this 10 years ago, but doing it in the year 2024 will also get you that unlock. Now, what you want to do in order to get Spin Me Around is use the big brother to pick up the sheep again, and then just rotate it in a circle about 3 times until you make its head spin. This will have a less than desirable effect on screen, but you will get the pop. Last but not least, in this area, there is an achievement or trophy called Lovebirds, and it happens in 2 parts of the game, but for part 1, you have to walk onto this little outlook and use the little brother to open up the parrot's cage in order to allow the parrot to fly away. You'll have to do this in order to have something unlock later. We can then skip ahead to Chapter 3. This is near the beginning of the chapter where you use the torch in order to fend off the wolves, and you'll end up entering what looks like a cemetery. From here, instead of going to the left to continue, go up the small staircase to the right in front of the statue. It's a little bit awkward to get the interaction to work here, but once I was able to lock into the statue with the little brother, just hold that interaction for a few seconds until a shooting star shows up in the back in order to unlock this. We then make a little bit of progress, and this next one is available right at the beginning of Chapter 4. As soon as you climb up the rocks, don't take the path to the right. Instead, you'll notice a dire situation off to the right-hand path. You want to go down the hill and use the big brother to interact with the man on the tree. Then use the little brother to climb the rope into the tree and release the rope from the top. This will save the man's life, and this is a pretty emotional section of the game. However, in order to get a sad tune, you'll also need to find the music box. To do that, drop down the ledge behind the tree and then you'll be able to scurry across this cliff's edge. You only need one of the characters here, but I think the camera angle doesn't work unless you send both of them, so just be careful. Also, some of the interactions with the ledge that we're about to use just stop working sometimes, so you might have to restart the section if you fall here. You want to then use the brothers in order to get across the gap and pull yourself up onto the ledge at the end. I personally use the little brother to pick up the music box, and then I use the big brother to get across. And then what you want to do is just bring the music box back to the person that we interacted with earlier. Unfortunately, their house burned down here, and it looks as though they may have lost their family. But once you give them the music box, you'll at least make an effort to cheer them up. You'll then get a small little cutscene as to what happens afterwards. And then you will also unlock the Sad Tune achievement/trophy. A little bit later on in Chapter 4, you'll meet the scientist who will throw you a gear. This will allow you to raise the platform that they're standing on, and then you can follow them into their area. Before you talk to them and before you interact with the hang glider, let's go and grab a couple of things here. The first one you want to do is enter into the area and go up the stairs to the left-hand side. With the big brother, interact with the giant horn and place it over the 5th tube. So just count them out, and once you're over the 5th tube, use the little brother to rotate the handle in order to make a song. This should cause the scientist to dance, unlocking the Windpipe achievement/trophy. Just after unlocking Windpipe, we can get the Lovebirds achievement or trophy, but as a reminder, this is a two-parter. The first part required you in Chapter 1 to release the parrot from the cage. Then, during Chapter 4, you can come down this staircase and interact with the telescope using the big brother. From here, you want to use the left stick to look down and to the right, and you should be able to notice a parrot sitting on a tree ledge. You then need to use the left stick to zoom in to the parrot. As you zoom in, it should lock to the birds, and the achievement should unlock. It is possible to use Chapter Select to get this. Select Chapter 1, grab the parrot, trigger a checkpoint, select Chapter 4, and then grab Lovebirds. We can then grab the Call of the Giants achievement/trophy during Chapter 5. You'll have to push over an axe, which will allow you to further go down the little creek, and this will eventually lead you to a small little branch that you can use to cross the gap. And then if you were to go up and to the left, you would progress through the story by finding a very large bow and arrow, or a crossbow technically. But instead, after you cross the branch, go forward and to the right, and then climb up the ledge and jump across the gap. After jumping across the gap, use the big brother to interact with the giant horn, unlocking this. We are now in the home stretch at the very beginning of Chapter 6. We can grab Behind the Curtain, pretty much from the beginning of the chapter when we gain access to the boat. You'll use both the left and right sticks to paddle the boat, and you'll make your way out of this initial cave. As you exit the cave and round the corner, on your right-hand side, you should notice a waterfall. And as with every good video game secret, behind that waterfall, you can find something. I actually think this might be a reoccurring theme in the games designed by this studio. Go behind the waterfall to trigger a cutscene. After the cutscene, Behind the Curtain unlocks. Shortly after getting off the boat in Chapter 6, you'll run forward and then slide down into this next area as a mandatory path for the story, and you'll find this turtle. Instead of ignoring it and following the third person who's with you now, let's go into the area on the right-hand side, and here you'll notice 3 baby turtles. You're going to have to save all of them and bring them back to their mom. So the first one here, we're going to use the big brother to boost up the little brother, and that allows us to push one of the baby turtles down into this area. We can then grab the 2 turtles that are down here and bring them up the ramp, and it basically is going to loop around, and you'll be able to find a slide that links back to the mama turtle. So we're going to slowly just pick these turtles up, move them up the big ramp, and then push them down the slide. The turtles can occasionally get stuck on the way down, and if they do, you may have to restart the checkpoint. But once you push down all 3 turtles, they'll rejoin their mother. It should trigger a small little cutscene for you, and the Turtle Soup achievement / trophy will unlock. Last but not least, shortly after Turtle Soup, you'll come up a cliff's face, and at the corner of this path, you can push down a tree to get across the gap. Instead, we're going to continue following the path, and at the end of the path, we can find a bench. Interact with that bench using both of the brothers for them to sit down. This should start a little bit of a interactive cutscene where they make a sound, which is the whale song. And once you do this, it should unlock. And if you've been following along with the video, you should now have everything unlocked. Feel free to complete the rest of the game where there's about half an hour left, or it's completely up to you what you decide. Nonetheless, thank you for watching. Feel free to drop a like if you think I've deserved it. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show, and hopefully I see you soon. Peace.